In this video, we're going to cover everything about functions, whether it's the basics of function, like how to understand what a function is, what the range is, what the domain is, along with how to find composite and inverse functions. So if you start with writing a random function, let's say f of x equals to 3x squared. Now, to understand what a function is, what a domain is, what the range is, you need to treat this equation as a function machine. So if this is a function machine, a function machine has an input and an output. Input is your value of x that you're putting in the function. So if that's the input, that is also called domain. Now, whatever output comes out, that is going to be the entire value of f of x, which is going to be this entire thing. The entire value of this thing is your range, or in simpler words, output. So as you can see, the value of x, which you substitute in the function machine, is your input, which is the domain value. And the value that you get after you've substituted that x value in the function, that is your value of the function, which is the output value or range. So keeping that in mind, let's say we had a question where they said that the function is f of x equals to 2x plus 1. And they were asking you to find f of 3. So to find f of 3, remember that you put x equals to 3 in the function. Why x equals to 3? Because if we compare the original function f of x with f of 3, we can see that the only difference we have is that x has been replaced by 3, which means x is your domain for this function 2x plus 1. So if you find the value for this, f of 3 would be 2 times 3 plus 1, which is 6 plus 1, and that is 7. Which means when x is equal to 3 for this function, the value of the function is 7. Now let's talk about composite functions. So for composite functions, let's say we have two functions, f of x equals to 2x plus 1 and g of x equals to 3x squared. Let's say in the question they're asking you to find f of gx. If they're asking you to find f of gx, you need to remember that the second function, which is gx, is now your domain of f of x. By that, what I mean is that I'm going to replace x with g of x. Basically, it's like this, f of g of x. So never put the second bracket, but like for your understanding, you can put the second bracket and see that, oh, so g of x is the domain of f of x. So why not just replace the x with 3x squared? So now if you notice, the x in f of x, which I'm saying is getting replaced by g of x. So on the right-hand side, it becomes 2 times 3x squared, which is the value of g of x. And that gives us 6x squared plus 1 is our function of f of gx. So now this 6x squared plus 1 is a composite function because we combine two different functions, f of x and g of x. And this composite function is the answer for f of gx, which is 6x squared plus 1. Let's say they're asking us to find g of fx now. So for g of fx, what we'll do is, now we'll assume that fx is the domain of gx, which means we're going to replace the x of gx with 2x plus 1. And the entire thing becomes squared. If you compare gx with gfx, we can see that x is replaced by f of x now. and x gets replaced by 2x plus 1, which is the value of f of x. So what you will do is you will expand the bracket. So you multiply 2x plus 1, multiply 2x plus 1 to itself, because it's 2x plus 1 whole square. So that's going to be 3 times 2x times 2x is 4x squared. 2x times 1 is 2x. When you multiply 1 with 2x, that's 2x. And 1 with 1, that's 1. So that's going to give us 3 times 4x squared. Combine the like terms. 2x plus 2x is 4x plus 1. Now multiply the 3 with all of the terms inside the bracket. That's 12x squared plus 12x plus 3. So this is your value for the composite function of g of fx. So if you compare the previous part to this part, you can see that in the previous one, it was f of gx, where we replaced the x of f with the function g. And over here, it's g of fx. So we're replacing the x of g with the function f of x. And that's how we get the answer. We're asking us to find f of fx. So now in this case, what's happening now is you're replacing the x of fx with fx. So that becomes 2 times 2x plus 1 plus 1. Your x for the function f, it's getting replaced by the function itself. So that becomes 4x plus 2 because you expand the brackets. And that's 4x plus 3. Similarly, if we had to find g of gx, same thing. You're going to substitute g in the place of x and g. So that's going to be 3 times 3x squared whole square. The entire function g comes in the domain of g. So that's going to be 3 times, when you square 3x squared, that's 9x to the power of 4. Multiply the 2, 27x to the power of 4. That is g of gx. So that's how you find composite functions. I'm going to attach a link to some of the practice questions for composite functions from the GCSE playlist, and you can just practice those and see if you understand this well or not. Now let's talk about inverse functions. So for inverse functions, let's take the same function, f of x equals to 2x plus 1, and g of x equals to 3x whole square. So if the asking us to find the inverse of f, so f inverse x is going to look like this. So to figure out the inverse, there are a few steps for that. First step is that you replace f of x with y. So it becomes y equals to 2x plus 1. That's the first step. Next step to find the inverse is that we see what the subject is right now. Right now, the subject of the equation is y, but we need to make x the subject. So in order to make x the subject, I'm going to first move 1 to the other side. So that's going to give us y minus 1 equals to 2x. The reason why it's y minus 1, because when we move one term from one side to the other side, its sign changes. Or like the function it's performing changes. For example, if it's being added, it becomes subtracted on the other side. If it's being subtracted, it becomes added. If it's being divided, it gets multiplied. And if it's getting multiplied, it gets divided. And like the opposite thing happens basically. So y minus 1 equals to 2x. And then since 2 is being multiplied to x, on the other side, it divides y minus 1. So now you can see that instead of y being the subject, x is the subject of the equation. So last step is going to be to replace x with f inverse x and y with x. So your inverse is x minus 1 over 2. So now if you compare the original equation with the inverse, we can see that each thing is forming the opposite function. X was being divided by 2 in the inverse. In the original, x is being multiplied to 2. 1 is being subtracted from x in the inverse, and in the original equation, 1 is being added to 2x. So inverse basically shows that the entire thing becomes opposite. To find the inverse of g, once again, the first step is going to be the same. You replace g of x with y, so y equals to 3x squared. Try to make x the subject. So first we bring the 3 to the other side, so that's going to be y divided by 3 equals to x squared. Now to get rid of the square on x, what we will do is we will square root both sides. 3. So when we square root both sides, square root of a square number is the number itself, because root basically is 1 over 2. So x squared being square rooted is x squared whole power 1 over 2. And when there's a power inside the bracket and outside the bracket, you multiply them because that's one of the rules of indices. And that's going to be x. So y over 3 equals to x. And as you know, the last step would be replace x with the inverse function, g inverse of x, and y with x. So this is your inverse function. What they can do is they can ask you to find composite functions with the inverse and the original function. Steps would exactly be the same if they were asking you to find, let's say, f of g inverse x. So we know g inverse is x over 3, and f of x is 2x plus 1. So what we do is we replace the domain of fx with g inverse x. So that's going to be 2 times x over 3 plus 1. So that's going to be 2 root of x over 3 plus 1, and that is your composite function of f of g inverse x. So that's basically how you find composite functions. Same steps as we did previously. The only difference is that now they've mixed inverse with composite.